Welcome. So this critique looks at a transcript about Candace Owens, specifically digging into alleged hypocrisy around copyright strikes and talk about taking foreign money. Okay, jumping right in. The first thing is structure. The narrative impact feels a bit weakened because it mixes two really big separate claims, the copyright issue and the financial one, instead of maybe tackling them one after the other.
Right. It jumps from the copyright strike on Nathan Livingston, then suddenly over to the Qatar money stuff, and then kind of circles back to the copyright. It breaks the flow, you know?
Yeah, you lose the buildup for both pretty serious points.
Exactly. I think the suggestion here is to restructure it. Think of it like two distinct acts.
Okay, two acts. How would that work? Keep them linked somehow?
Well, Act 1 could be all about the attempt to silence Livingston, the book club content, the Trump-Kirk thing, the Musk-Altman comment, and really lean into that Owens quote about only silencing people with something to hide. Make that the center.
Gotcha. Focus purely on the content control aspect first.
Precisely. Then make a really clear, strong transition, something deliberate. And then pivot to Act 2, which is purely the financial integrity conflict, the $120,000 Qatar offer.
So all the Laura Loomer stuff, the God and Mammon conflict, that all lands squarely in Act 2.
Yes. Keeps it cleaner, punchier. You could even use a phrase like, but the integrity questions don't just stop with content control. Something like that. They really extend to these fundamental financial conflicts. It builds the case sequentially.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, second point, completeness and focus. The piece does say the copyright strike goes against fair use, but it feels like a missed opportunity to really analyze why it seems so selectively targeted. That specificity could really strengthen the whole integrity argument. The weakness being, it mentions the clips were shared widely, but doesn't fully exploit the fact that the strike only hit the submitter's source, Milkbar TV. It feels like punitive, not protective of copyright.
That's the key, isn't it? It's not just that it happened, but who it happened to and why. The suggestion is to really sharpen that point. Frame it less as just a fair use violation and more as a targeted ad hominem attack on a specific critical voice.
So highlight the contradiction more?
Absolutely. Focus hard on the internal contradiction. She's thanking people like Steven Crowder for sharing the clips, even saying publicly they led to the largest signups to date for her book club.
Right.
While simultaneously bringing the hammer down on Livingston, the person who arguably sparked that virality.
So the argument isn't just this breaks fair use rules. This is strategic retaliation masked as a copyright claim.
Exactly that. Hammer home that the sign-up boost proves the content was beneficial to her, commercially speaking, which makes the strike against Livingston look purely retaliatory.
Okay.
Frame it clearly as, punishing integrity or punishing the source, rather than just generic hypocrisy. Show she benefited, then punish the benefactor.
Got it. Okay. Third point, significance and relevance. The piece has powerful evidence, but the conclusion kind of leans on subjective judgments. Words like unhinged, dumb, seriously wrong.
Yeah, that can backfire.
Right. It risks tuning out readers who want more objective analysis, and it sort of pulls focus from the bigger picture, the systemic impact of these actions on things like journalistic accountability or political commentary.
Agreed. The weakness is relying on those emotional labels instead of letting the evidence speak to broader consequences. So the suggestion is to reframe that conclusion, elevate it.
How so?
Focus on the systemic implications for the audience and, frankly, the whole media landscape. What does it mean when a major public figure, especially one claiming America first, openly discusses taking, $120,000 a month from a foreign entity?
To say things they already believe.
Right, and especially bring in that Laura Loomer question about FARA registration, the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
Okay. That instantly raises the stakes beyond just personal opinion or ethics. It touches on potential legal or regulatory areas.
Exactly. It puts it into a framework of accountability and transparency. So for a concrete example, instead of ending by calling Owens unhinged, end by posing a question to the audience.
Like?
Something like, what mechanisms do we have as consumers of media when political commentary seems openly compromised by the potential acceptance of huge foreign retainers? Use that God versus Mammon conflict, but frame it as a systemic threat to trust in our political discourse.
Okay, that shifts the focus effectively from judging her character to examining the impact on the system. Makes it much bigger. All right. So to recap the feedback, first, improve the structure by separating the copyright and financial arguments into two distinct acts for maximum impact.
Yeah, build attention sequentially.
Second, deepen the analysis of the copyright strike. Don't just say it violates fair use.
Really focus on why it appears selectively targeted, frame it as retaliation, exploiting the contradiction of her benefiting from the virality.
Make the targeting the core of that section.
And finally, elevate the conclusion. Move away from subjective labels and focus on the systemic implications, the FARA question, the threat to media trust posed by potential foreign influence. Make it about the bigger picture.
These are definitely actionable ways to make this already strong piece even more resonant and give it that lasting relevance.
Great.
We definitely look forward to seeing any revisions. Feel free to send your work back our way when you feel it's ready for another look.